Hello, everybody. Welcome to the session on email writing. In the next few minutes, we'll enrich ourselves with the concept of email. What actually is an email? Email is a shorthand term for electronic mail. Email is like a letter, but exchanged in a different way. Invented by Ray Tomlinson in 1960s, 1971 onwards, emails were used by organizations on a large scale. Quickly, this email writing took over from all the other methods of communication, and now it is almost impossible to conceive of a world without emails. Computers use IP protocol suite to send email messages in the form of packets. It takes a few seconds to go across the world. Senders sends a message and the receiver receives the message, and he or she responds to the message instantly. Due to its sweeping reach, promptness, accessibility, email is certainly the easiest, cheapest mode of getting across to a large number of people instantly. Next, we move to the parts of the email message. Email message consists of two parts: A, the header; B, the body. In the header, we find the two line, which is the recipient's address, and the CC, the BCC, the subject line, and the date and the time when the message was sent. Next, we go to the attachment part. Attachments are a very powerful feature of an email. Email attachment is a computer file which is sent along with an email. When the message is lengthy, important, visuals are used, graphs are used, and a message is to be printed, we use the attachment. You can attach Word documents, spreadsheet programs, images, audio messages to your email messages. While sending heavy attachments, zip or compress them. So this should be the criteria of the attachments. Next is the parts of the email messages. The main body of an email message is the email body, and it contains the text, images, and the other data such as the attachments. The header, like we know, talks about things like to address, CC, BCC, subject line. Next is the CC and the BCC. What actually are CC and BCC? When there are more than two people involved in the communication, then we tend to use the CC and the BCC. And what does CC stands for? CC stands for carbon copy or courtesy copy. Here, the person will be informed, but he or she will not respond to that mail. What does actually BCC stand for? BCC is nothing but blind carbon copy. Here, it contains the person's email ID who you want to keep informed, but you don't want others to know about that particular person being sent the mail. Next is the date line. The date line contains the date and the time the mail was sent, and it is an automated one. Next is the draft option. The draft option lets you draft the mail, save without sending, and you can send it at a later time and date. Next is a forward feature, which helps the sender to forward an email to another individual. Before sending or forwarding a mail, you need to take the consent of the sender, and then you are expected to say forward that, because a lot of ethical and legal issues involved when you are forwarding an email message. Next is a from line, like the name itself indicates, it contains the email address of the sender, which is an automated one. Next is the inbox of the sent folders, which need to be very clean and organized. You need to understand that inbox and sent folders are never meant as a dumping space for spam or junk mails. What is inbox? Inbox contains all the email messages you've received. Sent folder contains all the messages that are sent from an email ID. Next is the priority feature. This feature speaks about the urgency or importance of mail the receiver needs to respond. You need to respond to a mail very importantly, very urgently. So then you need to give a lot of importance, priority. So that is what this priority feature talks about. Next is the reply and the reply all feature. This reply feature is used only when the reply or the response is to be sent to the sender. When is the reply all feature used? Reply all feature is used when the mail needs to be sent to all the players in the communication process. and it is advisable not to use reply all at all times. Next is the return receipt. Return receipt lets you know when the recipient has received and opened your mail. Next is the salutation part. The salutation part depends on the relationship between the sender and the receiver. It is a formal way of greeting with dear sir, madam, dear Rahul, hi Sunita, hello Manjula, right? And next is the complimentary close, which you tend to close the letter with or email with. It is a graceful way of closing the letter with yours faithfully, sincerely yours, best regards, and kind regards. Next is signature file. Signature file is short text of not more than 5 lines to close an email, and it generally contains the sender's full name, designation, company name, contact name, email ID, social media, and website addresses. Next is a spell checker. This helps in checking the correct spelled word, and before clicking on the send button, it's a must to do a spell check because a mail with a lot of errors will not interest any reader. Next is the subject line. Subject line is a brief description of the main idea of the message. The subject lines should always be short, specific, clear, and direct. Have a subject line that will help the sender and the reader in the future. Subject line, why it should be very precise and clear and brief is that it will give a clue to the content. Capitalize the first word of the subject always. When it's needed, you can use all the capital letters in the subject line. Not all the times, only when the occasion demands or arises, you can use the capital letters. You call that as shouting part. Next is the to line. It consists of the recipient's email address. Double check the recipient's address so that the mail doesn't go to the wrong address. The recipient address should always be in small letters or lowercase letters. So these are the things about the parts of email message. Next, we go to the uses of internal documents. These emails and memos have become the lifelines of all the organizations at this point of time. Lot of usage are there from the emails and the memos. What are the uses of these emails and memos? One, they provide a record. Two, they advise or direct the employees or state new policies which have been brought into the organization. They inform the other members of the organization about the office related matters. Four is reply to requests from colleagues. The fifth is you can persuade others people through the mails, and also through mails you can promote a lot of goodwill. Goodwill in the sense you can congratulate somebody, you can apologize, you can extend invitations, you can welcome people. So these are the uses of internal documents. So we'll wind up the session at this point of time. Have a great day and enjoy yourself. Bye bye. Take care.